Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. Good morning, Timbo. You were super duper early. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another NQ live trading session where I am trading Renko, Ninja Renko's NASDAQ using a combination of volume and order flow. Took one trade, a break even, got into a buy here, knew I had to break even at the major resistance level there. We are here. I am trying something a tad different today. So I'm only going to be trading my Tradify accounts because this is an experiment and that's the only eval that I have. Like I need to, it's going to have to be different. Good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? Good morning. It's out a little too close to where I need to break even still, so. And we still don't have enough volume anyway. How was you guys' weekend? All right, I was looking to buy. I mean, sell. Of course, it doesn't work today. Of course. 2. Maybe I have to wait for the swings again. I don't see why I would. Oh, I'm slow. So yeah, I'm gonna be experimenting all day today. Forgot I didn't want that to be a trap on that particular trade. Not enough volume. Good morning, Timbo. Morning, good morning. I keep doing that. What the hell? That's too low. Why didn't I take the, oh, there wasn't enough volume. But the other part was what I like it to be. So, I would rather not buy here. I don't know if we'll be able to push through that rotation level. We get back up there, which we might not. Oh, I didn't see that was a, I gotta pay attention over there. The imbalances. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Trenches. How are you guys this morning? Barcode before the big day kind of day. What's tomorrow? CPI, PPI, one of those. Yeah, CPI. Crazy movement in gold. Were you able to capitalize off any of it? I want to sell right there. VWAP is there. I delete that thing again. I did. Mentioning Asia for ooh, nice. Quick $1,200 day, you know, no pressure. No pressure. Too close to that. I was about to say, what the hell is wrong with my computer? All right, now that we're out of that, Oh, actually, I kind of need that to be. That. Is it 23? Sorry, y'all gonna have to see this line over there. I want to see if I can code an indicator. I was trying yesterday. ChatGPT sucks when it comes to coding indicators, by the way. Do you not like the trap again? No imbalance. I always get error codes. I send it the error codes and never fixes it. Maybe I need to just pay somebody on Fiverr to code what I need. All right. But yeah, so I'm experimenting today. I touched that, it did. Basically, what I'm experimenting with today is basically only looking at the volume and delta of like the last so many bars. It helps to uncomplicate things to where like it's very simple what I'm looking for. Oh, that's 20. And I'm gonna see if it works. We're gonna experiment with this Tradify account. Basically what I'm doing is like the yellow line that y'all are gonna have to see for now until I get an indicator coded is where the close of the bar is, right? And essentially on the swing pushing into my reversal bar, I want any bar whose point of control is below it if I'm going for a buy or above it if I'm going for a sell. I want my entry bars delta and volume to take out the highest volume of that swing and the highest delta of that swing only in this last part. So I'm gonna try that out. My first trade I lost, but I didn't realize there was either that was imbalance. No, there was an imbalance. It was a trap, and that's not what I'm looking for in divergence for that particular setup. I actually have that completely blank on my cheat sheet. But basically, it's a very simple thing that I'm looking for. And I think that that's going to help because I don't know. I told Applejacks, I was chatting back and forth with ChatGPT this weekend. And I'm like, sometimes I'm comparing my entry bar to like something that happened way in the swing. Like, let's say it was a swing of 100 bars. I'm looking at what happened like 50 bars ago, and that doesn't really make sense, right? And so I just took some data from like the 5th and the 9th of this month, just like really quickly writing things down and just kind of seeing. There's gonna have to be some tweaks, obviously, that are made, but for the most part, I think I'll be all right. Very easy to remember. I don't have to change things just because price is hitting a level, except that does open up for certain setups to possibly work. But aside from that, in general, like every setup has the same volume and order flow pattern I'm looking for. So we'll see what happens. Aaron Trace has trouble using a code for, yeah, ChatGPT fucking sucks. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna pay somebody on Fiverr. Waiting for my 16-minute opening range to break. 16? Please tell me it's 15, not 16. If it's 16, what makes you go at 16 instead of 15? But yeah, that's literally all I'm looking for. Simplified is hell. Yeah. So for like on this particular sale right here that I just took, all I did was look at all of these bars who like obviously all of these bars are above the line, so they have the potential to mess up what I'm trying to do with the sale rate. So I looked at all the bars whose point of control is up here, and the highest one, the highest delta was already negative, but it was negative 23. And so you could see the volume of the bar definitely took everything out from there. And then the delta was negative 54. The point of control was in the wick. The buyers were in control, so it was a trap, but I still took it because for counter trend divergence, as long as it's not a trap in the body, it should be fine. But yeah, literally that's it. So for most of the setups, I just want the delta and the volume to be the highest when compared to those last couple bars in the swing. Um, there's like one setup where it's not like that. And then if I'm trading at an opposite level, so like earlier, for instance, there was a buy back here and I wasn't paying attention. Where did it go? Right here. The volume's lower, as you can see, and so is the delta, but it works when you're trading traditional pullbacks. It works still. And I forgot, so I didn't take it. But yeah. So for the most part, I think the only thing I really need to pay attention to is making sure that the delta is not zero, obviously. There's not an imbalance in the bars. So far, the imbalance thing is kind of iffy. Like there was some wins from the 2 days that I back tested, but like one of the trades earlier would have lost today. And making sure that the point of control is either in the wick or the body. There are a lot of times where the point of control is actually literally at the open of the candle, which is a neutral point of control to me, because it's neither in the body or the wick. But yeah, besides those few little nuances, that's it. Not looking for much. 15. I got you. Yeah, pretty simple. So we're gonna see if it works. We're gonna see. Um, oh yeah, and then like for divergence, the only other thing that matters is see how this zigzag is green and I'm looking for a buy. And this was happening already before I decided to do this, which is why I paid attention last night when I was like looking over it. But essentially, like the volume going up in this swing needs to take out the volume of the previous swing. That's the only time that makes sense, which from a logical perspective, that makes sense. Like traditional divergence, the sellers should actually be in control, not the buyers. So volume wise, the buyers are in control in the zigzag. Um, and so, in order for a buy to make sense, the buyer should have already kind of started to take over the trend, or at least attempt to from a volume perspective in the swings. Um, I probably won't have to wait like 3 swings after 1 bar pullbacks and stuff. Shouldn't need to, but I'm still going to just in case. Yes, that's literally it. So we'll see. I want to know. Yeah, I was literally just like, something's got to give here. Something's got to give. I'm putting way too much energy into this, and does it make sense? I've spent too much time putting too much energy into this, and that's kind of what I came up with. Let's see. Those are such weird numbers. I've been trading only the TPT account for so long that I forgot how weird your P&L looks when commissions are taken out. Because with TPT, the commissions are flat, $5 flat. And then I'm also so used to seeing the numbers with Apex. So For your Tradeify, numbers are very weird. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? Morning. I don't know where. No. Scarlet Tolerance. But yeah, so I have this like the yellow line there so that it's easy for me to see the deltas and stuff. Oh, and I did have to put the order flow on my actual entry chart. It's very small, but it's so I can see like a very quick view of what the highest delta is, like, really quickly, because it's a lot easier to do that than to look at my order flow chart. I have to be a little zoomed in on the order flow chart. Um, just because of the way the profile is, you have to kind of make your chart really wide to be able to see it. And so it'll be impossible for me to like look at that chart to see where the highest delta is. You got beat up this morning? No. What time frame do you trade, Paul? I know Trenchers likes the 5 minute. That's why he said it was barcoding. But that's a 1 minute chart over there. Okay, so this is after a 1 bar pullback. But I would have to break even there anyway. I wouldn't have gotten filled yet. That would have been the fill, but that's also where I would break even. So but yeah, so I'm hoping that this kind of works out for me. Honestly, this would probably be the simplest form of my strategy ever in the whole 18 months I've been on YouTube. And even though, so yesterday I wasn't supposed to take a break, I legit forgot to turn my alarms back on from turning them off for Friday since I knew I wasn't trading on Friday. And I'm kind of glad that I did because I literally spent all day just like playing around with stuff, asking ChatGPT questions, just looking at the charts. And I really don't know what made me think about doing this. I genuinely have no idea. But then once I kind of like, maybe all of, the swing doesn't matter. Maybe it's just what recently happened because especially since I'm scalping, especially since Rinkos are so price-based and so accurate, like it just kind of made sense. I don't know why I didn't think of this a long time ago. Don't ask me. I don't know. But I literally asked ChatGPT like, so what I did over the weekend, I gave it like a full picture of my strategy. I started off with explaining like, hey, for all of my future examples that I give you, this is what the context is of my strategy. So I explained how I measure the volume of swings. I explained the indicators that I'm using. I basically just told it like, hey, I use an indicator that measures the volume of swings, and a swing starts with the reversal bar and ends with the bar before the next reversal bar. Then I told it that I use a volume up down indicator where I could see the individual volume of each Renko bar, and then I explained that I use an order flow indicator where I can see the volume profile and delta and all the stats inside of each individual Renko bar. And then I gave it a couple of scenarios or whatever. It was asking it, okay, like where should the point of control be? Where should this, told it different scenarios as far as like volume and order flow and stuff. And I just still felt like, no, something's not right. And so then I basically asked it about, what is that? I think I'm actually supposed to be in this trade. Because if this loses, that's fine. Because the point of control, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait. Let's wait. This will be the third swing from the 1 bar pullback, and I usually do 4. So there's 194 in the swing down, but the point of control is above this line, which means that I don't count that bar technically. There would be the stop out though right there. But anyway, so after all of that, I was just like, yeah, no, I still don't really like this. And yeah, that's when I asked it, like, okay, so what happens if the swing is like 200 bars and the highest volume or highest delta bar is like 60 bars away? Am I still supposed to be comparing my entry bar to that? Like, it's so far away, there's no context there anymore. And it basically was like, yeah, no, don't do that. So yeah, that's when it was telling me, like, you're right, pay attention to the most recent information basically and leave it there. So that's what I'm gonna do. This thing. Ah, yeah, okay. So actually I wasn't supposed to get in that because this is one of the, and I have it highlighted. I don't know why I didn't look down. I have it highlighted. This is one of the times where the delta in volume can't be greater than everything in the swing. So I was right that I didn't have to pay attention to this 194 bar. The point of control is above, so that's obsolete. So yeah, I was right. I'll put that down. Use the 1 minute. Got you. 15 to see what it's reaching for. Just time-based liquidity. So you were anticipating instead of reading what the market was giving you? Is that what you're telling us? Is that what you're telling us? Now see, this is where I get a little confuzzled. Probably just won't take that trade thing, even if it sets up. Because like, this is starting to consolidate a little bit around here, right? So it's like, if the bar reverses here, do I still take into account some of the delta and volume from over here, or does only the recent stuff right here matter? That is the question. But it doesn't matter. The swings were equal anyway. And that ended up invalidating itself. So either way, I wouldn't be able to take that. Oh, you got chopped up 3 points from your TP. So 2 L's and a dub. Are you done trading for the day, or are you just patiently waiting on the next setup? What? Please tell me this is fake. Remember, I gotta trade the Tradeify accounts at some point. So used to no inactivity rule. So this account 54 there. Buyers are trying, but they are failing. But if I can make this work, I definitely don't mind staying on the higher Renko bars, because there's so little that invalidates trades, whereas the way I was trading before, there was so much that invalidated trades that it was so difficult to get trades in. But I mean, I've already taken 3 trades. I had to manually break even on one. The second one, like I said, wasn't even valid because I don't even have that at all on my cheat sheet. I didn't pay attention. So I took the one trade. I showed you guys the buy at the resistance that worked. And there's been a couple of other ones that, you know, because it's after a 1 bar pullback kind of thing that I sat out of. But I really think I should be able to get way more trades in now, trading this way, but we'll see. The volume is there, but the delta is not. And I don't know if I can count this as, like, the buy rotation level kind of stopped 2 bars ago, but I don't know if I can count this as still like reacting off of it, even though it's not attached to the bar. But right now there's not enough delta anyway. And then there's an imbalance again. All right, so yeah, it didn't work out no matter what. Down 150, you got trapped. Delta messes you up sometimes. What was you in a sell? Man, we have completely slowed down. All right, we got 20 minutes left. Gotta see a higher high before I can take the sell. This is not the right structure for a sell here. But we can push down, that's fine too. But I want to try to see if I can pay somebody to code an indicator where actually, oh yeah, because Attach it to, oh, wait. I don't think that's gonna work. Nah. I thought I could do the whole like attach to thing, but no. Something totally different. But yeah, I want somebody to code an indicator where like I can attach the line to the Ninja bar status or whatever right there. That's all I need. Attach it to the bar status, and that way the line just always moves and I can quickly like look to the left to see what I need to see. At first I wanted it to be like a region, like go from the wick to the close. Oh, you can't see that. Oh, wait. Oh, that's still in there. I wanted it to look kind of like this at first, but I know eventually that's going to irritate me, like putting that zone on my chart like that. So really just a line is fine. Just a line. You gonna do a new eval for golds? You're in Columbia tomorrow. Yeah, see, this is where it gets really confusing in consolidation like this. I need this to turn green anyway. But I tell y'all what, if this works out long term, I'm gonna like probably punch a couple of walls. Because why did I struggle for 18 months with trying to uncomplicate the way I was doing it before when here we are. Here we freaking are. We'll see though. Oh, I gotta remember to text him later. This also could be something that I look into for other pairs. Like when NASDAQ is super slow and barcodey choppy like this. It's a thought. It's a thought. Like I said, it's just so confusing because do I have to pay attention to all this to the left or only what's in this current swing? I don't know. I don't know. But if we get what I'm looking for, I'm willing to chance it. Why not? Why not? Just gotta push more. Swings are equal. Oh, I'll push a little more. All right, that's gone. going to get into this. No. The point of control just moved down where I don't want it to be. This would be the equivalent of the trade I took earlier that lost. Oh wait, now it's different. If it comes back down, I'll get into it. A big if. We are at this buy rotation level though. Um, 74. Where's my entry at? I can't even see. Oh, okay. Wanted to make sure I was filled at the right price. Settlers, why are you giving up? I tell you what, I don't like how long these damn trades take. I think that sell I took earlier, that one took like 30 seconds. We don't like it. No, you're going the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess we don't like that. I'm about to look at something. Yeah. See, this is kind of what I was talking about, where like this is such a choppy area. I don't know if I also have to pay attention to kind of everything to the left. I don't really know. Because if I do, then technically this 194 bar over here is in play, right? Because according to the yellow line, that point of control is up there. So yeah, there's something that I have to kind of work out a little bit. Because the delta and the delta and the volume was lower than what was going on over there. If you stopped me out to go to my targets, please don't. I just need to give you extra room. Yes. Yes. That's all you needed was more room. Okay. I want to keep my tight stop loss and take profit though. But I do genuinely feel like what was happening to the left mattered. Because from a logical perspective, 194 over here of delta wasn't enough to push the market down. So, and that also we created consolidation right after, and now we're trying to push down again, kind of in that same area. So I guess that makes sense. Now, if it's something where like we traded here a long time ago and we're coming back, I think that's totally different. But we literally were just trading there. So I think that makes the difference. I think so. And it could also just be because we're at that support level. I don't know. Like I said, I just quickly put something together from like 2 days of data. So there's different reasons why that could have not worked out. All of his accounts? No, girl. He ain't live with Apex. Mm-mm. He was live with Tradeify, but when I looked yesterday, I think his accounts were at like 3,400 and 1,400, and they both started at 9,000. Um, yeah, that's true, Amelia. Important update. I suck at trading. So it's true. I will be watching after I get off. I will. This trade kind of irritated me a little bit. Also, though, it's looking like the point of control might be here. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell, like, the point of control for the day. Because when I used to do the, like, turning on my tick replay data for the order flow indicator, it used to not work, but it looked like it's working now. And so if it's based on that, the point of control is there, which could have also altered the trade a little bit. Uh, but like I said, that doesn't even bother me that much at all. At all. The volume was there, the delta was there, but I feel like if anything, it's probably the point of control of the day more than it is like what happened back there. Back here. But like I said, comparing it to this bar, there wasn't enough. It was in the same area. So I don't know. Don't know which way to take that. Yeah. Well, Janelle, I honestly I think for him it's a matter of he hasn't been following his strategy lately at all. He's been chasing a lot. He read some book where a guy was yeah. He read some book where a guy was talking about how like he has a play account basically. So like in the play account he can do whatever he wants to do and that helps him to stay disciplined with the accounts that matter. And I know that he decided to make his Tradeify accounts the play account, which I think was kind of backwards personally. And I even said this in his chat. I'm like, aren't you going to get banned or not be able to trade with them anymore if you blow those? And he was like, yeah, there's a high possibility. Um, I know he didn't like the fact that, so since Tradeify has a like path to live, right? Where when you get so many payouts in the same account, they take you live. He kind of messed himself up by only doing 2 accounts. And so what he should have done was after the 5th payout, just stop trading the accounts and then start working on the other 3 accounts because you can have up to 5 accounts with Tradeify. So with that, he was taken live with 2 accounts versus the max of being able to take the profits from 5 accounts in. So he kind of started off with like being irritated with that. And then just like I said, chasing, not following his rules. Um, trying different stuff. I know he's been trading minis on the Tradify accounts. Now his Apex accounts, I'm pretty sure hurt him to the core, losing those because he's had those, I think, since maybe August of, he's had them. Did he hit the year? I feel like he either hit the year mark or he's coming up on it. I think he had like about 100 and maybe 70 or 160 trading days, if I'm not mistaken, on them. Um, he reached the uncapped payouts on them. But I also think that I also think that there's nothing wrong with intraday swing trading. Let me make this clear. I used to do it, right? But depending on your strategy, especially when your strategy is not very well, his strategy when he follows it is pretty mechanical. Um, but you have to do your due diligence in knowing like what are the odds of you getting a runner and what are the odds of you getting just getting the scalp trade. I think that a lot of people do themselves a disservice by attempting to always get a runner. You don't know when a runner is going to come. You don't know. You just don't know. So chasing a runner all the time, and to me, a lot of people would make more money if they increase their size, stop trading micros and going for runners. Instead, even if you trade in micros, like trading 5 to 7 micros or just a mini for real, and going for a scalp, like look at, you have to be willing to backtest, you have to be willing to gather data, because if you see that 9 times out of 10, you can get, let's say, 7 points out of the market. Why are you going for 100? Why are you going for 50? Why are you even going for 15? If 90% of the time after your entry with your strategy, if 90% of the time you only get upwards of 7 points on average, why go for more? It's kind of like I was asking Alpine this like some months ago because he was doing the runner thing, which he's done some different things now. Like he doesn't seem to be trading his traps as often. He's more so trading like two-legged pullback continuations. I consider it a continuation because if it's a big sell-off and you wait for two higher high pullbacks, well then it's just a continuation of the micro structure, right? But I noticed that he would almost always get his, I feel like it was 10 points. No, maybe 5. It was 5 or 10 points, one of the two. Whenever he would enter those trades, he would, and I mean consistently, it would go to that first target, boom, he's good. But then he started trying to go for runners, and I'm like, but if you know that the majority of the time you're going to get your 10 points, why are we going for 40? Because while you're losing money trying to go for more, because if you took all of your contracts off at the scalp spot, you would make more money than having this runner go, because most of the time your runner is not going to run, it's going to come right back. Right? So what's the point? So I think that, and I've said this I think in both of their chats, that I think, and this is not specific to them, I think that people who go for large targets, a lot of times it's an ego thing. To be able to post on social media like, look at this 100-point trade I got, look at this 50-point trade, I don't give a shit, look at these 10, what do I trade now? I don't even know how many, what, how many, 6.5 points. Look at these 10 6.5 point trades that I won today. I'm getting 60 points. Who cares how it happens? Now, if I'm scalping 2 ticks at a time, okay, whatever. But I just think it's like an ego thing and why people want to go for these huge targets personally. Again, no offense to them. I've said this in both of their chats, but I genuinely think that's what it is, personally. Paul said, not a book. To be diligent when following it. Absolutely, Janelle. And I think that also, like, people get really bad habits when they are trading evals completely different than they trade PAs. I get the whole like not wanting to waste time. I feel like evals are a waste of time. Well, I would rather waste my time taking a little bit longer. Now, obviously, like I've told you guys in the past, once my strategy is set, I'm not taking no one contract trades on evals, like, because by then I have enough data to support what I'm doing. I know on average what my win rate is, and I can use the Kelly criterion to tell me what my risk percentage should be, for the trades. So I'll probably be taking like 3 to 5 contracts per trade, try to get it done in a day or two. Like, I would rather lose that little bit of time than lose a significant amount of money. I don't care that it's a tax write-off. I don't care about any of that. I care about the fact that why would I spend, let's say accounts are, I don't know, let's say $25 on a sale, and I get 10 of them. I spend 250 and only 2 of them get to PA. Sure, if I get a payout on one of those PAs, I'm net positive, but it's still a waste. Like, what was the point of wasting that money when I could have just taken my time, traded for a couple of days, got it done, and continue to take those same good habits into my PAs. I don't understand. Higher cons with only 7 to 10 ticks is a win. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't y'all have seen this. I don't care if I get into a trade. I've had trades where I take my 4.5 when I was doing 16 ticks, the 16 tick charts, or my 10.5 point trades or 6.5 point trades, and the market goes up another 100 points or 100 ticks, 50 ticks. I don't care. Did I get my 26? Cool. On to the next. On to the next. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel sorry for him though, because having to start over completely from scratch, like if all of his accounts are gone, which is what it looks like, that is not fun at all. But maybe he'll pass some evals. What news tomorrow morning? All right. Let me show y'all the account. So I am just looking while I was talking to you guys, looking at what the market's doing here. I still genuinely believe that probably what screwed me with this trade was being at the point of control. I can't remember exactly. I'll have to look at the picture. Hold on. Because I'm trying to figure out where exactly the point of control was. Because right now it's at the close of that entry bar. But it wasn't there before. I already know. It wasn't there before. It was like slightly below it. So I would say maybe like 871. Wait, not 87. Wait, where did I oh, I traded over here. So yeah, price kind of like hit it and popped back up. And we can see right now, like, price is stalling. So the point of control is right here, basically where price is right now. And so looking at what we've done since we've came up and touched it, maybe I just need to make a rule of like, if we're at the point of control for the day, just to kind of stay away. My only issue is not all the time does it paint properly, because it's based on if when I load the order flow chart with the tick replay data, it depends on if it actually loads it or not. I did change the time, the custom time inside of the indicator, which is why I think it's starting to work now. Because I have it to basically start at 5 p.m. But sometimes when I load it, it doesn't work properly. And so I think I can end up getting screwed by that, possibly. I don't know. But let me show you guys the accounts. Overall, I'm actually happy with today. Technically, if I didn't take the one trade, the divergence where it was a trap in the body of the candle, I would be break even today. Because like I said, that was on my cheat sheet. I don't have anything for that. So yeah, so I still have 1,000 in drawdown left on this account, and I think it doesn't renew for another like 2.5 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to see. So hopefully I don't blow it. Hopefully we can bring it back. But the goal is to kind of use this account to like try this out this week and see if I want to go back to my PAs with it. There's like probably a 99% chance that I will because I can just kind of see at first glance like why and how it's working, and it's what makes the most sense. And I've said since the beginning, like, I have to make it to where my strategy makes sense so I don't have to look down at my cheat sheet. It needs to make sense why this works. And so far, it makes complete sense why these things work. So yeah, we'll see. Like this, if I was still trading right now, I would have taken this sell right here. Now, granted, I would have to break even right here, but it didn't hit the break even. It pushed straight through it. Volume was higher. Delta was absolutely higher. We pushed off of a resistance level. Perfect trade. So yeah, I think when I journal though, I feel like I'm gonna have to not take the point of control into consideration, only because technically when I'm back testing, I can't see where the point of control is anyway, right? Because it moves in real time. So wherever the point of control is on my charts, like when the charts are static and I'm back testing, that's not where the point of control is when these trades are happening. So I'm gonna have to like figure something else out with this particular trade. Probably make it to where like because of it, I'm selling at a support level or something. We're gonna have to figure that out, but I'll let you guys know. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:45 Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.